everyone, this is Sir Alexander with another Starcraft 2 battle report for the VGO Starcraft 2 tournament. I'm going to go ahead and speed this up in the beginning because nothing really exciting happens in the beginning. Down here in the bottom left, we can see that Spires is spawning again as the red Terran. I changed his color. iceShadow is in the top left, and he did scout out the correct position on his first try as the yellow Zerg. So both players switched up their colors, though haven't not changed their races. So we see that scout was denied and was killed by these Zerglings. Late scout, he is doing a normal time to expand. This scout will be going. Spyrus is also expanding shortly after. This Overlord is flying back here, going to be scouting at this position. Great place to throw down a Nidus Worm if they don't expand there first. Elsewhere, we do see that 3 spine crawlers are going up. He might be worried about, what do you call those guys? Reapers. But he did put 3 spine crawlers up. He's taking both assimilators, went right to a lair. So doubtless, he has a Hydralisk den up. I'm going to go to the production tab. Doubtless, he'll be doing mutas or infestors or something like that. I'm not sure, but it's pretty much assured that he's going to be going for something. Over here, not sure why on earth he landed his command center there. There we go. There was probably creep being spawned. So we do see a second command center's on the way, taking dual command centers. He's got a bunch of Marines, a lot of Hellions as well, and his first medevac is out. Over here on the build, we see mostly Hydralisks with a few Zerglings to complement that. Elsewhere, we see that this has landed, and he is distance mining from the gold. This is a nice move if you don't want to take this down, but honestly, it's really easy just to bring 1 Marine over. But these Overlord scouts are coming out and will be generating creep, stopping him from taking these expansions. But this expansion could go on for some time, and right now Spyrus is really out-macroing iceShadow, and iceShadow needs to discover this. He is taking his own gold expansion, which is a good move, a dangerous move though, because siege tanks can be dropped on this high ground and implode that expansion. But Spyrus is not producing SCVs, so he's losing his advantage right now because any SCVs at the current time doesn't have mules down. This is fully saturated, but up here for iceShadow, he has 2 bases fully saturated, and right now we see that this Overlord did come in, it did scout, and wait a minute, we see, there we go, Medevac's on the way, 4 Hellions, that's a lot of units, they should be able to get a lot of damage off. There they go, they unload, but it was scouted, it was spotted, a lot of units coming in. He needs to load up and run. He can't, but fungal growth goes down, and these guys are going to get completely mauled, or maybe they're actually not. Oh, he is mind controlling that medevac. He is doing a lot of economic damage. He should really try and focus down this infestation pit, or the hatchery or something. Infested Terran are coming out. We'll be able to do a good bit of damage. He's not really doing much of... What is he even attacking? I guess this Spore Crawler. But these Zerglings do come in and they should be able to mop up. He needs to load them up and get them out of there. He can't win that fight. He needs to save his troops, but no, he will leave them all to die. And they will all go down. This is a common mistake by people, is to sacrifice everything. You want to get in there. He got all of these kills. He could have pulled out and saved almost his entire force, but instead he left them there to die and lost that massive advantage. So right now the advantage really goes to iceShadow, even though he's being outproduced, because if we look at the units, he's much higher than Spyrus, because he's got 11 Zerglings and 5 Infestors. 5 Infestors are very powerful against these units, against Marauders, because they can do fungal growth. Of course, he does have 4 Hellions and 1 Thor, but, 18 Marines. Never mind, Spyrus is good. Spyrus is still doing well. I'm sorry, I thought he had less Marines than that. But the economic advantage is about to be changing around as iceShadow is taking his own gold expansion. I'd love to see him go for this gold expansion too. And also because Spyrus is long distance mining at this expansion. He only has one gas down here, one gas here. He's got both gases here, but his main is about to be mined out, and he's making the common mistake of having all of these guys mining only 3 things. He should really tell most of them to go to the gold, and I myself probably would have made this into a planetary fortress and attacked these rocks and then built a command center there. Actually, I probably wouldn't have done that, but it'd be cool if he did anyways. Hang on, how do I speed this up? There we go. So let me switch this back to the income tab, and right now it looks like the income is turning around as that gold is being saturated, and iceShadow is taking the lead, and iceShadow is going to be pouring out units and will be very far in the lead before we know it. He's got really total map control, though he's really not using it. I'd like to see him put his units more forward, some scouts, so he can see when the armies come out. Also, he has not scouted this position. He really needs to scout that. He could probably guess, but he doesn't know. These hiding down in the shadows of those medevacs, and all these SCVs doing nothing. Classic mistake here. So common among players. He really needs to tell those SCVs to go out and mine because they're doing nothing right now. And this also partially, he's got more harvesters than iceShadow does, but he's harvesting less. A scan goes down, he sees that he's got this expansion. Doubtless he might try and some units, airdrop some units on that high ground. I think that Thors could probably reach it, especially because his Thor, yes, he has 2 Thor ships out. And more Marines and Marauders, or just Marines maybe, coming out into those medevacs as well. A lot of Hydralisks and Infestors out here in the middle ground with a few Zerglings to back them all up. I wonder, has he seen that expansion yet? Let me just check and see. Yes, he just scouted that expansion. He realizes what's going on. He's got his units selected and is doubtless going to charge it. And in they come. He really should have waited until he could have got all his Hydralisks in there. A scan goes down. I don't know. I don't know why on earth he scanned that, but he decided to anyways. But all those SCVs will go down. What a loss for no gain. But he really needs to use these Thor ships and get out there and do some damage. He's loading up a bunch of Hellions. He's got a lot of units loaded up right now. He can land them in the backfield, focus down this hive. Is that a hive? And then afterwards this infestation pit and really all the tech buildings. He could do massive damage here if he loads them all up and charges. But sitting here will get him nothing. He's behind in the economy. Supply block going down. Why doesn't he charge? He can cloak these guys, take all of these units in 3 Thor ships, and all of these guys filled with Hellions and Marauders and Marines, and fly them around back here and land them right here and take out all the tech buildings and everything else. And for a good bit, iceShadow will be able to produce no military units, and then he can really mop up, but he's going to try and take another. What a mistake. He needs to push out. He's behind. Oh, come on, Spyrus. Please push. I don't know, it's so sad to see. Well, yeah. So right now, pushing, iceShadow is just macroing up and is just going to push in and own him with superior firepower. Finally, these units are moved out. He needs to take his Banshees with him for all of their firepower. But this command center is going to be taking down 3 Ultralisks here. They will be charging so long as Spyrus doesn't turn around. He needs to keep going and do as much damage as possible and then play keep away with his command centers. These guys will be coming in. He's got a Thor there. He's got these guys. He needs to cloak his Banshees right now. He needs to cloak those guys. They're going to get taken away so fast, but he's not. Oh, come on, Spyrus. He's not paying attention to his micro. Those Banshees could have been so effective against these guys with no Overseers in play. But instead, all 4 will be taken down for no gain. Over here, everything's being unloaded. This hive will be taken down so fast with all those Thors. 3 separate Thors, but this is a bad position. and iceShadow decides to turn around and come back to his base instead of mopping up on everything that Spires has. He is going to turn around and try and defend his own base, but all of his tech buildings got taken down. Spires really needs to load up all of his units and run. He can't engage this big of a force at this time. But no, he's not going to load up. He's going to try and duke it out. What a mistake. He doesn't have the cannons researched. He will now lose everything against these guys. Neuroparasite going down on the Thor. He needs to run, but it's far too late, and he's going to lose everything, and then iceShadow will be able to simply turn around and mop up on him. The only thing that gets away will be these 5 medevacs. And what a mistake there. He didn't take down any of the Ultralisks. He needed to have run with those units. And now if we look on the Units tab, we have a very, very troubled Terran with only 2 Vikings on the map. And this is GG. There's just nothing he can do here. These guys are going to take down this expansion very quickly. He's gotten over, so Cloaked Banshees aren't going to do any good anymore. It's going to try and one, but be taken down very easily as they have 2... Oh wait, I'm sorry, I was thinking that Hydralisk did 85 damage there. No, they have 2 up... actually, no, they have no upgrades. Never mind. Ultralisks have 2, 2, and 3. That's GG. I'm just waiting for him to call it here. These medevacs really can't do anything. Okay, for the expansions, the medevacs need to have a ability called Dive Bomb. You can tell them to Dive Bomb, and they'll be like Banelings and just smash into units. When you have nothing else to do, they'll smash a unit, do massive amounts of damage, and stun it so it has to hold still for the next 50 seconds or something like that. I don't know, there's a thought, but that's GG, and Spires calls it. He has lost 2 in a row. So iceShadow will win, gain 1 point, and move up in this tournament, in this best of 3, this tournament, the RPG.net VGO Starcraft 2 tournament. Thank you for joining me, and hope you'll join me for the rest of these casts.